Nick and Mariah were married exactly 3 years to the date that their twins, Moroccan and Monroe, were born.
When your mom and dad are Mariah Carey and Nick Cannon, your life is an endless buffet of luxury, starting in utero.
Wherever Mariah goes, she has to go in style. So of course she arrived at the hospital, ready to give birth in a $400,000 Rolls-Royce Phantom. I mean, talk about making an entrance.
I would expect nothing less than for Mariah and Nick to arrive in style, no matter where they went, including the hospital at which she gave birth.
The parents-to-be had 7 rooms. 1 for Mariah, 1 for Nick's mama, and 1 for their 4 Jack Russell Terriers.
Mariah Carey and Nick Cannon are allowed to have dogs in a hospital. That's crazy. Man, listen, they want to throw me out if you don't put the hand sanitizer on when you come in.
You know, it is what it is.
That wing had to have cost thousands and thousands of dollars, but they don't care. They want to be comfortable, they want to be able to spread out, and they certainly have to have a place for the dogs to stay.
Thank you.
And to make the twins' entrance into this world complete, and completely over the top, Mariah requested that the live version of her song Fantasy be played so the newborns could hear the applause from that recording.
One of the first sounds the twins ever heard in the world was the sound of clapping. And that certainly won't be the last time.
It was amazing.
Bravo! A month before the jewel bundles of joy arrived, Mariah and Nick took nesting to another level. They paid beaucoup bucks to create a nursery fit for a tiny king and queen.
We're the premier source for high-end juvenile furnishings in the world. AFK Furniture graces the rooms of Kobe Bryant's children, Gwen Stefani, Jennifer Lopez, and of course Mariah Carey. So we had the privilege of actually working on 2 nurseries for Mariah and Nick. The total of those 2 nurseries was over $100,000. When Mariah came in, the very first thing she saw was this hot air balloon chandelier, and she had to have it. The retail value is around $2,300. The cabinetry for Nick and Mariah's nursery gave such ample space for the amazing clothing and shoe collection that had been given to the babies from well-known fashion designers around the world. Our charge for this was $12,000. In this room, we have a mural done by our amazing muralist. She painted the most incredible sky for Mariah and Nick. Mariah's ceiling mural and wall mural were about $5,000.
Mariah and Nick decked out 2 nurseries, 1 in New York and 1 in LA, with 4 $3,000 cribs. The luxurious fabrics and mobiles added to the cribs were nearly an additional $12 grand in baby accoutrement. But Mariah and Nick weren't done there.
And here we have our Juliet table and chair set, $4,500. This is our Mayfair swivel glider, $3,500. This children's clothes valet is approximately $600. And upstairs we have Oscar, the giraffe, that has graced many rooms since we did Mariah's nursery. Mariah must have loved it so much because soon after, she called us to order the same giraffe as her gift to Beyonce and Jay-Z for little Blue Ivy. These are around $1,200. I heard from Mariah's assistant that when she walked into the nursery, she cried. That was the best part of it for me, hearing how happy we had made her.
I've been excited about this forever.
The 2 toddlers are still just learning to speak, yet they're already making waves. Like hanging out with President Obama and singing on Mariah's album.
If the baby's genes, are anything like their mom and dad's, then they're gonna be, rock star singers.
Even though their kids come first, Moroccan and Monroe aren't the only 2 children that Mariah and Nick spoil.
Nick and Mariah love dogs. They have 8 Jack Russell Terriers that they treat like members of their own family.
At their place in LA, they have a separate doghouse on the property that Nick built because he didn't want the dogs in the main house with them.
And this ain't no typical doghouse. The 8 Jack Russell Terriers have their own human-sized house. This pooch pied-à-terre is a replica of Nick and Mariah's mansion, with a private room for each pup.
You gotta have people going in, cleaning up after the dogs and feeding the dogs and giving them new toys and new luxurious items to make their stay a little more comfy.
Those dogs live better than most people.
And the pampered pooches are also bi-coastal, traveling between New York and LA via private jet with Mama Mariah.
In my next life, I'm coming back as one of Mariah Carey's dogs. I heard one actually rode a limo by himself to go see her in a studio during a taping. I mean, these dogs have the life.
You know, pretty standard, really.
Coming up, a car that costs more than the average home.
For most people, the Rolls-Royce Phantom is a home on wheels.
Plus, when it comes to Mariah's outfits, it's one and done.
When she's making a statement, she wants to make a statement, and she's not going to make that same statement again.
And later, the Carey Cannons' home sweet homes.
They have everything you could ever dream of right on their property.
It's a beautiful situation.
When the fabulous life of Mariah Carey and Nick Cannon returns.